Hey guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to episode 88 of the Hearts of Midlothian save. It's the Festive Fixtures today. We're going to play Celtic and we're going to play, I think it's Dundee, the other one. But as you can see, we started in the medical centre and it's not the worst news, but it is an injury to Uche. He's out for basically this episode, about 2 weeks with a thigh strain. I think it was a month at the time, but we've already obviously gone through a little bit of time with him not available to us. Now, before we get this episode underway, we've got a lot to catch you up on. Let's start by catching up on the league fixtures since last episode, starting with our game in the league against Aberdeen. Lancaster, Brewster and Carlos combined on the stroke of half-time to hit Aberdeen on the break and open the scoring after a tight first half. Dominguez played Mitchell in behind the Aberdeen defence just after the break, with the fullback playing a great ball for Brewster to tap in and double our lead. Johnson picked out Hartford unmarked in the box to head in our third. And our young star doubled his tally, winning possession from a throw-in 10 minutes from time and making no mistake with the finish. So there we go, a good, comfortable win in the end. We were okay in the first half, but we really kicked on second half. It was Carlos, Brewster and Hartford with a late double. They got the points for us there. You can see we played really well. I accidentally kept Maurice in goal for this one, so I forgot to change it after the other game. But you can look at those match stats. Absolutely smashed them to pieces. Next up, we went to Easter Road to face Hibs in the Edinburgh Derby. We opened the scoring in the 15th minute when Johnson's cross found Lancaster unmarked at the back post. Hibs pegged us back midway through the half when Johnson lost his man. But we were back in front before half-time with Carlos's header from a corner. However, we failed to see out the match, Doyle Hayes unleashing a rocket. It was just one of those days, wasn't it? We should have won this game. There's no doubt about that. Look at the match stats there. We had more shots. They scored half their shots on target. I think we were a little bit unlucky with the goals we conceded, especially the equalising goal at the end there, Doyle Hayes' effort. But it was Lancaster and Carlos that got the 2 goals for us. Away from home, you can afford the occasional slip up, but yeah, it was disappointing to drop points here. Next up, we went and we hosted, I think it was Wraith Rovers. We took the lead midway through the first half, Mitchell crossing for Carlos to head home. Carlos wriggled free of his man on the hour mark before doubling our lead. And he completed his hat-trick deep in stoppage time from a corner. So there we go, we responded well, a Carlos hat-trick. We should have won by more. I mean, look at how many shots we had on goal. It's just one of those things. Andy Irvin coming back to the club, of course. We sold him in the summer. He did okay for them. He's a decent enough player. He could be a backup for us. But anyway, let's not worry about players that have left. Carlos with a hat-trick, which was excellent to see. Really, he's completed his intensive language course. He speaks good English now, and he's really starting to kick on, which is excellent, because that's what we want from him. We bought him to make a difference, and he's beginning to show signs of doing just that. The final game to catch you up on is a game against Hamilton. We hosted them in the league. Hickey opened the scoring for us after 35 minutes, his deflected drive finding the back of the net. O'Connor doubled our lead from a corner early in the second half, before McDonald marked his 100th Hearts appearance with a goal, heading in Lang's cross. Youngster Edie got our 4th with a good effort from the edge of the area. And Hickey rounded out the goals with a header from McLean's free kick. Absolutely smashed them to pieces. We were okay in the first half, just the one Hickey goal. Second half, we were just incredible. Hickey ended up with a double, Porty O'Connor with a goal, Anthony McDonald, and Stephen Eadie, the young winger, getting his goal. It wasn't his first goal for the club, but I think it was his second goal for the club. We rotated this one. We do, of course, have Celtic next, and sort of the Christmas period, late December. You know what it's like with fixture pile-up. So a very heavily rotated team, and Hickey, man of the match, excellent to see from him. Dreer did okay, which is good to see as well. Lang at right back. Just a good, solid performance. I was really happy with that. Now, there is one other thing to catch you up on, and that is the draw for the Champions League first knockout round. If you follow me on Twitter, @AussieVillain, you already know who we got. But if you don't, let's have a look at the draw now. Okay, here we go. Champions League first knockout round draw. We're seeded in the draw. I tell you what, I never thought we would get this far. When we started this series. I really did not. Never mind being seeded. What a time to be alive. Alright, let's have a look at who we can get here. Behind my head, we have Bayer Leverkusen. Celtic, who we can't get. Munich, Bayern Munich. Lazio, who we can't get. Dortmund, Moscow, Porto, and RB Leipzig. Who do we want? I mean, ideally, I mean, we've beaten Bayern Munich before, but I think you'd rather avoid them. I think you'd rather avoid probably maybe any of the German teams, to be honest. I think Moscow is probably the dream, though we did see last episode they knocked Juventus out. Porto might be okay. Unfortunately, I think the two teams you'd probably rather, Lazio or Celtic, we can't get this round. So let's get this underway. Let's see who we get. First team out is Bayern Munich, and we get Bayern Munich again. For the second year in a round of 16, because in the Europa League we beat Sevilla in the round of 32, and then we beat Bayern Munich in the round of 16 in the Europa League. We get the chance to try and do it again in the Champions League. We can see the rest of the draw there coming out. Celtic draw Manchester United. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Can we do Bayern Munich over 2 legs? We saw Paris over 2 legs was a step too far for us in the Europa League last year. Could we do Bayern Munich over 2 legs? Do we want to have a look at what they've got? Let's do it. Let's do it. Not many goal scorers there. Okay. So I don't really know who to look at here necessarily. I mean, that he looks fast and a good finisher. They're going to be good, aren't they? Yeah, I'm just going to depress myself at this point. Yeah, so let's stop there because that's depressing. But it's Bayern Munich over 2 legs. I think we can do it. Come on, boys. So there we go, Bayern Munich yet again, over 2 legs this time. We beat them at over 1 leg in the Europa League last season. That was at our place. Can we do it over 2 legs? It's going to be tough. I mean, we've proven we can beat them, and I think we're a better team than we were last season as well. Yeah, but it's not going to be the easiest. And there's an updated league table. We are 3 points behind Rangers as things stand. We do have a game in hand. Now, we are about to play Celtic, so that game in hand could be about to disappear. Well, it is about to disappear. That's not actually our game in hand. I think our game in hand is actually against... Who is it against? Oh, maybe that is our game in hand. I don't know. I'm getting confused. Anyway, we're playing Celtic next. And then, of course, we have Dundee also this episode. Where are we? Up here. So, yeah, we go to Celtic right now, which is going to be tough. And then we host Dundee. I think we've had enough talking. Let's go and have a look at what we're expecting here from the Celtic game. And there we go. We are not the favourites for this one, which is a little bit disappointing. Celtic's form... They found it. I was always a little bit worried this would be the case. They are only a point behind us, albeit having played a game more. But yet again, if they beat us here, then it gets a lot closer than it maybe should be. What are we expecting from them? We are expecting the same thing we've expected from the Betfred Cup final last episode. Marcelino, coach team. Adventurous, standard playing style. We have a look at the analysis report. A 4-4-2 is what we're expecting. We can see their heat map. Their passing network, and also the key passes there. And this is a team we're sending out. We're going to basically approach it the same way we've approached the other games against them. It's Amar in goal. It's He Who, Coping, and O'Connor as a back 3. Johnson down the right. Taylor down the left. Cochrane and Dominguez in midfield. It's Hartford in behind. Lancaster as a striker. We're going to try him there as a pressing forward. I think he can do it. He has decent enough work rate, and if not, we'll push him to an advanced forward. And Carlos is up there as well. Both these guys have scored a lot of goals for us this year. You can see 10 and 13 between them. Let's hope for a few more of those. So here we go. They are playing the 4-4-2 as expected. It's one of these at Celtic Park. A draw wouldn't be a bad result for us. Expect to pick up where they left off. Go out there, carry on from last match. That's fine. I mean, we did destroy Hamilton. I mean, you kind of expect it at this stage against the rest of the league. Which is what made the drop points to Hibs so disappointing, because I feel like it's the sort of game that we should be winning now. Albeit, a derby, so it's probably a little bit tougher of a game for us than it would be for other teams. So, just it is what it is. We've dropped the points now. We can't cry about it. Now, the other good news on the injury front is that Sean Clare is back in training after his broken leg. Cochrane, dropped the crossbar. It looked like it was going over, and just at the end it dipped down, and it's ended up hitting the crossbar, and we were inches away from taking a early lead. We go now from the corner. What's Harry got for us here? Decent ball in, please, mate. Headed away, and that is that. He's not match fit, not anywhere near match sharp for this one. We might look to put him on the bench for Dundee. We have to try and ease him back in, obviously. He doesn't really fit into this formation. In any case, he could maybe play the number 10, but I don't think it's necessarily where we want to use him. So here we go here with Taylor. Throws for Lancaster. It's headed away. Taylor picks it up, though. Harry Cochrane to Dominguez. You know he can score from anywhere. He's had a go from there as well. You're a bit too far out now, mate. Goes back for Harry. For Coping. What's he got for us? They close him down, but he finds a good ball out there for Taylor. Taylor whips in a good ball for Carlos, and he's going to score, because that's what he does lately. 11th goal of the season, and what a cracking cross from Greg Taylor to set him up as well. And let's not take away the vision. Was it Coping? No, it was Cochrane. No, it was Coping. Who was it that passed the ball out here? Look at that. It's a stunning ball from Bobby Coping. He may not always be the best. Look at that cross. That is sumptuous. Bobby Coping, that's what he offers us. But a ball playing centre-back in the middle of our defence there. That was a stunning pass to find Taylor. And that cross was amazing. And then Carlos obviously did the rest. We've got another highlight here. I should have probably told him to demand a bit more or something after the goal. Let's hope we keep our heads here. We haven't seen much from Celtic yet. But that doesn't mean something's not about to happen here. Cross comes in. Can we get that away, please? Johnson on Johnston. And I tell you what, I think Amar could have maybe done a little bit better there. He just kind of waved a hand at it. We'll tell him to show some passion. And we worked really hard to get a lead, and it's lasted about 3 minutes, which is obviously very, very disappointing. Johnson, I mean, it wasn't terrible positioning there. He got out to him. Cross comes in. If anything, I think Taylor has maybe just left his man a little bit. Yeah. If anything, that's probably what's happened there. All right, Lancaster's not having a great day. Neither is Hartford. Let's give it... We probably won't give another shout before the break. Now, it's so frustrating. We've dominated the game, more or less, and they scored from their only shot on target. Do we say... I think unlucky. You've been the better team here. What does the assistant say? Scott Roberts says do it for the fans. All right. Let's maybe try with a little bit of passion. Let's give the fans something to cheer about today. Anybody that's not playing well, we will have to tell them that. And hope for an improved performance from some of these guys second half. I'm wondering, Lancaster as a pressing forward, it's not really working, is it? We'll give him a little bit of a kick up the backside and see if it gets him into gear here or not. But not the festive fixtures we were hoping for so far. Hartford's looking motivated, so we might just leave it at that. And, yeah. Ideally here, we will kick on second half. I mean, if we play the same again, you'd have to say we would be favourites. But Lancaster's not working as a pressing forward, is he? Let's try him as an advanced forward. We do have Innes Cameron, who we could look to bring on as well. I wanted to try Lancaster in this role because he's one of our better players. Carlos! Oh, and again Carlos! Is it a penalty? It is a penalty. It is a penalty. Lancaster's going to take it. He's not had the best day. Hopefully, that's just a lack of opportunity and not because he's missing everything. Go on, Jack. Jack! Oh, he snuck it past the goalkeeper. That was more good luck than good management there, I think. The keeper guessed the right way, but it's gone into the back of the net and we've taken the lead again at Celtic Park. Oh, it's just out of reach. Just out of reach. All right. Little bit of luck there, perhaps. But he's still not having a great day, is he? You know what we might do? A couple of changes here. Let's take him off for Innes Cameron, and we'll switch them around because Carlos can play. He's a more natural advanced forward in any case. I'm looking at Hartford playing his 6.5 and just wondering if we want to take him off. Yeah, we've also got Dominguez playing a 6.6, which isn't ideal. Come on, boys. Demand more, please. Can we get a little bit more out of you? Dominguez is worrying me a little bit more, to be honest. Cameron's come on and is not doing too much. But, I mean, so far, so good. We haven't seen too much from Celtic, really, have we? They've only really had the highlight of their goal. Let's start and close it down a little bit. Lower our tempo. Play for set pieces. Just try and see this out if we can, please. Boys, this will be a massive result on the road at Celtic Park. For the second episode in a row, are we about to beat Celtic? Get that away. It's there. Oh, it's not quite cleared yet. A little bit of trouble here. I'm not loving this, if I'm honest. It's a good block. Who was that? Carlos getting back, and there it is. Well done, boys. A big, big win at Celtic Park. And have we knocked them off their perch now? We've got to ask that question. Rangers are proving to be the tougher opponent this year, aren't they? Avoid complacency going forward. It actually wasn't a stunning performance, was it? I say the team performance was good without being great, but the player match ratings were quite poor, to be honest. If we have a quick look at what that means for the league table, it puts us back top, joint top with Rangers. We've got them on goal difference, and it just sees Celtic off just that little bit more, which is excellent news. Guys, wait right there. We have one more game coming up. It's against Dundee. They're a good team this year, so it's not going to be easy. Okay, welcome back. We're about to host Dundee in the league. You can see their form has tailed off a little bit of recentness, but they're still sixth. They're still a decent enough team. Now, a few things to catch you up on that have happened in just a day or two since the Celtic game. If we have a look here for some shortlisted players whose contracts are ending. A couple of guys that we know their names. Curtis Jones. We've offered him a contract and he has accepted it, it's not confirmed, but I think it was $5,000 a week. So yes, thank you. We will take Curtis Jones on a permanent deal for $5,000 a week. Dylan Levitt was available. He's making $14,000 a week at Man United. I don't think we can afford that. And to be honest, I think we may have moved past Dylan Levitt a little bit. Another one here is Rhian Brewster. I did agree a deal with him, sort of, again, like accepted but not confirmed kind of thing, for like just over $9,000 a week. But I'm thinking, we have better wingers, or we have younger wingers that could potentially be better, and we have sort of the same situation with strikers. Do we actually need him? And I don't know that we do, so I think that might save us $9,000 a week or $9,500 a week. Let me know what you think. We kind of use him as a sort of a backup in a number of positions, and I just wonder if we do actually need him. In that situation. The other one name that we'll remember is Christian Chu. He was amazing for us, wasn't he? The very first season. Again, he's on $31,000 a week at Crystal Palace, so I don't know that we can afford him. But even if we could, I think we've moved past him, to be honest, which seems silly to say now. Who's interested in him? He's listed for loan. Is it going to let me see who's interested? So, yeah, I mean, he's wanted by other teams in England. They look more like championship clubs. We could maybe compete on wages with them, but what would he want? What would he want? Yeah, $22,000 a week. He's not worth that. So never mind. Christian Chu will not be joining us again. So let's have a look at what we're expecting here from Dundee. They are, you can see we are the favourites and we are in excellent form, which is good. They are a Leo Bullen coach team. Now, Lee Bullen, sorry, that name sounds familiar. Lincoln Fields. No, I don't know why it would sound familiar. Maybe I know him as a player from somewhere. But anyway, we can see him there. Cautious, standard playing style. He's been in the job for just under a year. We can see the analysis report. We are expecting a 4-4-2. We can see their heat map there a little bit deeper, but you'd expect that from a cautious team. We can see their passing networks and key passes as well. Again, you can see they're not against the long ball, are they, or a direct pass. So we're going to be a little bit careful of that. And this is a team that we're sending out now so close on the back of the Celtic game. And there is a game against Kilmarnock coming up here as well, which is, we are on the 30th, so the 2nd of January, there's another game against Kilmarnock. And of course, we did have, you can see the 20th, the 23rd. So we've been playing sort of 3 times a week for a little while now. So we've had to rotate, and this is the team that we're sending out. It's Amar in goal. It's Mitchell, Hehu, Proctor, and Lang as a back four. Dozzell and Turnbull in midfield. Jones, Buckley, and Lancaster in behind Innes Cameron up top. We're going to try him as a complete forward, even though we have the number 10 in. He's played really well in that position in Europe a couple of times. Last episode, I think it was, wasn't it? So we'll try him as a complete forward. You will notice Sean Clare back on the bench as well, which is excellent to see him back. Of course, if he did miss it earlier on, he broke his leg pretty much the eve of the season starting. So that's why we haven't seen him at all yet this season. Tell them to go out there and prove a point. We've been on a good run lately, boys. Keep it going for me. Some calm, we have faith. And let's get out there. Ideally, in a perfect world, what will happen is we'll have a nice, say, a 3-0 lead at half-time, and we'll bring Sean Clare on and let him play the second half. Ideally, what I'd like to do, actually, is take off Buckley and move Lancaster inside and let Clare play on the left. But, again, we'll have to wait and see on that front. I was tempted to go with the 5-3-2, given that we're up against a 4-4-2. Oh, Cameron couldn't quite get to that. Turnbull brings it down. There goes back for Innes Cameron. Here we go. Innes Cameron with a big chance. Innes Cameron sticks it away. Only his second goal of the season. We saw him, I think it was against Lazio, wasn't it, last episode. His build-up play, he was holding the ball up really, really well. Which is what made me want to give him obviously Uche being injured as well helps. Because we only have limited options. But the defender just didn't react as quick as Innes Cameron did. He sort of challenged for the ball, got in behind, and I tell you what, the goalkeeper maybe could have done a little bit better there. It was obvious where he was going to shoot, wasn't it? But then maybe it was obvious because the keeper left him, half a goal from 2 yards out, completely opened. It wasn't the keeper's fault, that goal, in any way, shape, or form, was it? Here we go, Dimitri Mitchell for Buckley. Buckley loses out, hacked forward, he who is there, he who is always there, isn't he? Celtics taking the lead against Inverness. Here we go, Dimitri Mitchell, back for Dozzell. Mitchell's a long way inside here. Yeah, maybe just head back to the left, mate. Oh, we've got him on route there. There we go for Lancaster. He turns into a bit of space. Back out for Dozzle. Dozzle, there's a good pass for Mitchell. Mitchell, can he get a cross in? No, not really. It's blocked. And are we going to get caught up the field here? There's a big chance of that, actually. Can we win the ball there, He-Hoo? He held him up. Did he hold him up just long enough for us to get back? Look at He-Hoo, already back in position as well. I love He-Hoo. He's such a good player. I really, really hope we can hold on to him. Oh, just past the post. In January. There's, of course, obviously, January transfer window is about to open. My initial plan, my initial thoughts are we don't need to do too much. If there's sort of a bit of stardust that comes along, Rangers is losing to Hamilton. That would be absolutely massive for us, given that we're joint top of the table right now. There's a good ball. It's headed away. Dozzle is still there. Yeah, so I'm not really... Oh, Turnbull's had one, but it's not really ever looked like going in. Yeah, unless it's just some stardust that comes along to sign, then maybe we'll look to do something on that front. My main concern is keeping He-Hoo, who is transfer requested to leave. I think if it's a 24.5 million bid, I've promised him we'll accept that. So if we get 24.5 million for him, I'd like to think there's probably a defender or two out there we could sign that would do a similar job. The problem, of course, would be that defender would then have to fit into the way we play. Which wouldn't obviously happen straight away. So that's the downside, and that's why we don't want to lose him. We've absolutely dominated that game. We really should be winning by a lot more. I think just in a... no, you know what it's going to be? You've played well, but there's still room for improvement. Yeah. Because I think we have played well there. We've obviously not been putting away chances. I'm wondering, given that they're more of a counter-attacking team, we might need to lower our tempo down a little bit. And just break them down, because I don't think... I mean, they're obviously just sort of sitting back, and I think maybe if we slow it right down and just sort of do like Barcelona or Manchester City do, or Barcelona did back in the day, just camp outside their penalty area, just probe away, and eventually the opening will come. I don't think we need to be more expressive necessarily, mainly because we already have the lead. We don't necessarily need to score again. Obviously, we want to, just to protect ourselves from a mistake. But here we go with Dozzle. Corner, Proctor's there. Oh, there's Kenneth Cameron. Pounces on the rebound, and it is 2-0. A perfect start to the second half. And that is pretty much, unless they show a lot more this second half, that should be that. Proctor, decent header. Goalkeeper couldn't do much else, and Innes Cameron couldn't miss, could he? He's got two of the easiest finishes he's probably ever going to get in his career today. At 2-0, I'm wondering if that just about should do it. We can bring Clare on. Kenneth Cameron for the hat-trick. Oh, headed away off the line. Turnbull keeps possession. He's offside there, I think, isn't he? No, it's not been given. Rangers have drawn level at against Hamilton. Oh, he can't miss. Oh, I think Innes Cameron has... It says it's against Dozzle. I think what's happened is the Dozzle goal has been ruled out, because I think Innes Cameron may have had a little bit of a sneaky shove on the goalkeeper there. All right, so let's bring Sean Clare on. Let's bring him on for Buckley. I want to try Lancaster in the middle. We've seen him play in there before and do a decent job. But welcome back to the first team, Sean Clare. It is good to have you back, mate. Let's wait. Oh, good tackle from Dozzle. Dozzle's been a revelation, hasn't he, since we signed him? Here we go, Curtis Jones. Please sign your contract, mate. Please sign your contract. Oh, it's a good ball. Turnbull! Oh, he's put it just past the post. If there is one area, actually, that we could maybe look to strengthen, it would be centre midfield. I think we're just moving past Turnbull as a reliable option at sort of Champions League level. Turnbull's still very good against the rest of the league. That's a penalty, isn't it? It is a penalty. Innes Cameron's going to take it for a chance of his hat-trick. Let's see if he can do it. Go on, Innes Cameron. Come on, mate. There it is. Hat-trick for Innes Cameron. Excellent stuff. I tell you what, he has taken his chance, hasn't he, today? With the Uche injury, Carlos being rested for the game against Kilmarnock, well, just because he can't play 3 games in a week. He's come up, he's taken his chance, and that's really, really good to see. It just makes us feel a little bit better about perhaps not offering Rhian Brewster a contract. What else do we want to do? I mean, it's pretty much game done, isn't it? We won't bother taking anybody else off right now. Dozzle, can he add a little bit of stardust? Oh, Cameron is there for He-Hoo! Oh, he's missed the first time, and the second time it's a stunning save. Or is it, as he just... No, it is a save. Rangers have turned it around second half. They're back to 2-1 in front, so we aren't going to end up clear top of the table. But at 3-0 and stoppage time done, that is a game, boys. 3 points in the bag. Sean Clare back from injury. It's been a pretty successful day. Look at that. We should have won, again, possibly by a little bit more. But I think slowing down the tempo there guard against complacency going forward. Slowing down the tempo there has really helped because it's just let us camp outside their area. I guess a lot of our goals were, corners and headers. But, goals are goals, aren't they? So Dundee lose ground in race to qualify. I'm assuming that's for the top half. Innes Cameron a return to his very, very best form, which is good to see because he's a good player. Innes Cameron, he's potentially even better. Actually, maybe he's maxed out a little bit there, but he's a decent enough player. So again, I do wonder maybe again at the very top level, do we need to look to upgrade at a striker to get someone with Carlos? But that's going to cost a lot of money. But let me know what you think in the comments where we need to strengthen here. But if we look at the league table, I mean, we're joint top with Rangers. Celtic are 4 points back, and we have a game. So our game in hand is actually against Rangers. So that's huge, isn't it? But guys, that's it for today. We will be back next time. Don't forget to, of course, like that if you have enjoyed it and subscribe if you're new. We'll be back. I think we'll come back next time for the end of the transfer window. We'll sort of map out the next few episodes here. We'll do Dundee United and Rangers at home, which is, needless to say, a massive game. Then we'll skip over the Aberdeen game. Then we'll come back for Rangers away and the first leg against Bayern Munich. And then we'll be back for Celtic at home and the second leg against Bayern Munich. So there's your next 3 episodes lined out. A lot to look forward to there. But until then, guys, I've been Aussie Bill, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.